seated. Section 110, 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa 1996 provides that after an election, the first sitting of provincial legislature must take place at a time and on a date determined by a judge designated by the Chief Justice. Sections 111.1 and 128.1 of the Constitution provided at the first sitting after its election, a provincial legislature must elect a woman or a man from among its members to be the premier of the province and a speaker and a deputy speaker respectively. Section 111.2 and 128.2 further provide that a judge designated by the Chief Justice must preside over the election of the Speaker and the Premier, respectively. I am Judge Sekhupuche Shilamphahlele, the Judge President of the Mpumalanga Division of the High Court, and I have been duly designated by the Honorable Chief Justice R.M.M. Zondo to preside over the elections of the Speaker of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature and the Premier of Mpumalanga Province, and pursuant to the general elections that took place on the 29th of May 2024. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I have by notice accordingly determined 10 o'clock today, the 14th of June 2024, as a time and date for the first sitting of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. This first sitting has therefore been convened for the administering of oath or affirmation to members of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature and for the election of the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and Premier. In order to be assisted in these proceedings, I have to announce that in line with Rule 2.1 of the rules for the first sitting of a provincial legislature, which have been issued by the Chief Justice, I have designated the Secretary to the Legislature, Mr. Hubert Shabangu, as the returning officer, who in turn appointed Advocate Buile Mdluli and Mr. Justice Mudipane as assistant returning officers as contemplated in Rule 2.2. In line with Rule 2.3, they have taken the oath of office before me. I now call upon the returning officer to read the notice convening this sitting.
Thank you very much, Judge President S.S. Mphahlele. Honorable members, I can confirm that I received a letter from the Honorable Judge President of the Mpumalanga Division of the High Court of South Africa. The letter is dated the 11th of June, 2024, and it reads as follows. Notice of the first sitting of the 7th Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. I, Sekhupuche Shilamphahlele, the Judge President of the Mpumalanga Division of the High Court of South Africa, have been designated by the Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa, Chief Justice R.M.M. Zondo, in terms of Section 1101, 1112, and 1282 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, to determine the date of the first sitting and to preside over the election of the Premier, the Speaker of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I determine the 14th of June 2024, which is today, as the date upon which the sitting of the legislature shall take place, 10 o'clock as the time, and the legislature chamber in Bombela as the place for the sitting. The sitting of the legislature shall deal with the following business. 1, the administering of the oath or affirmation to members of the provincial legislature in terms of Section 107 of the Constitution. 2, the election of the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Provincial Legislature of Mpumalanga in terms of Section 111(1) of the Constitution, and 3, the election of the Premier of the Province of Mpumalanga in terms of Section 1281 of the Constitution, given under my hand at Mbombela on this day, which is the 11th of June 2024, signed by Honorable Judge President S.S. Mpahlele, Mpumalanga Division of the High Court. I thank you, Judge President.
Thank you. I would like then to bring it to the attention of honorable members that in conducting these proceedings, the rules for the election of the Premier of the Province, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Provincial Legislature, as approved by the Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa on 30 May 2024 and duly published in the Government Gazette number 50729 will be followed in this sitting. Copies of these rules are on the members' desks and are also provided electronically. Then shall the returning officer shall then read the first order of the day.
Orders of the day, order number 1, administering of oath or affirmation to members of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature.
Thank you. Section 107 of the Constitution provides as follows, I quote, "Before members of a provincial legislature begin to perform their functions in the legislature, they must swear or affirm faithfulness to the Republic and obedience to the Constitution in accordance with Schedule 2, I close quote. Members will therefore be afforded an opportunity to swear or affirm faithfulness to the Republic and obedience to the Constitution before we proceed with the other matters that are on the order paper. The procedure will be as follows. The returning officer will call forward members in groups. Members called will come forward and take their oath or affirmation by reading it aloud, and they will then table their signed oath or affirmation on the table, and I will sign each one accordingly. The same process will be followed until all the members are sworn in or affirmed. I now call upon the returning officer to call the first group of members to come forward for their oath.
Honorable Judge President, I will call 3 honorable members to the floor to take an oath, and they'll be doing so in Siswati. The first one is from the African National Congress, is Honorable Lucky Aaron Mbuyane. The second one from the African National Congress is Honorable Thulisile Swenki Khoza. The third one from the African National Congress is Vusumuzi Robert Shongwe. Thank you.
May you proceed to read the oath aloud?
Mine Lucky Aaron Mbuyane ngifunga ukuthi ngitawethembeka kuRepublic yaseNingizimu Afrika futhi ngitawuthobela ngihloniphe futhi ngisekele umthetho-sisekelo nayo yonke imithetho yeRepublic futhi ngiyethembisa ngokutibophelela ukuthi ngitayenda imisebenzi yami njengelilunga lesishayamthetho sesifundza saseMpumalanga ngalo wonke likhono lami. Inkosi ngisitho.
You should have waited for me to say so. Raise up your right hand and say, "Help me, God."
Inkosi ngisitho.
Thank you. You may proceed to sign. The returning officer may please call the next group of members to take their oath of affirmation.
Thank you, Honorable Judge President. I'll now call upon 5 honorable members from the African National Congress who will be taking an oath in English. Honorable Mandla Pedni Dlovu. Honorable Speed Kachi Mashilo. Honorable Sasekane Janet Mazini. Honorable Nompumelelo Evidence Hlope. Honorable Thulasizwe Simon Tomo. Thank you, Judge President.
If you may please mention your names one by one. You just say I and your names, and then you do it aloud at the same time.
I, Mandla Pedni Ndlovu,
Please mention your names one, so the names can be audible for us.
It's I, Thulasizwe Tomo.
I, Sasekani Janet Manzini.
I speak Katishi Mashilo.
I, Mandla Pedni Ndlovu,
Swear that
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the Legislature of the Province of Mpumalanga
to the best of my ability.
So raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members?
Honorable Judge President, I'll now call upon 5 honorable members from the African National Congress. Honorable Makosazane Christine Masilela. Honorable Kensani Cheki Masie. Honorable Lindy Leti Masina. Honorable Jester Seidel. Honorable Fana Vincent Mlombo. Thank you, Judge President.
Thank you. You may proceed.
I, Kensani Jeki Masia.
I, Chester Seidel.
I, Lindy Leti Masina.
I, Makosazane Christine Masilela.
I, Fana Vincent Mlombo.
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the Legislature of the Province of Mpumalanga to the best of my ability.
So raise your right hands and say help me God.
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Thank you, Judge President. I now call upon the following members to come forward. Honorable Landulile Catherine Dlamini. Honorable Tsidiso Redi Konyane. Honorable Daniel Pitoli Kosi. Honorable Mandla Jeffrey Msibi. Honorable Sam Masango. Thank you, Judge President.
Thank you. You may proceed.
I, Landulile Catherine Dlamini,
I, Daniel Pitori Nkosi,
I, Tsidiso Redi Nkonyane,
I, Sam Masango,
swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the public. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the legislature of the province of Mpumalanga to the best of my ability.
So raise your right hands and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation?
Thank you very much, Judge President. I now call upon the following members to come and take an oath, and they'll be doing so in English. Honorable Bonagele Amos Machuba. Honorable Munene Hluvuko Mhlongo. Honorable Brenda Ketiwe Muketsi. Honorable Sipho Samuel Mahlangu. And Honorable Sonto Martha Malipeng.
You may proceed.
I, Sonto Martha Malipeng,
I, Brenda Ketiwe Muketsi.
I, Munene Hluvuko Mhlongo,
I, Bonagele Amos Machuba,
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I will solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the legislature of the province of Mpumalanga to the best of my ability.
You may raise your right hands and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation?
Honorable Judge President, I'm only calling one member, Honorable Sipho Samuel Mahlangu, who advised that he will be taking an oath in Sindebele. Honorable Mahlangu.
Mina Sipho Samuel Mahlangu ngifunga bonyana ngizokuthembeka ku Republic yaseSouth Africa begodi ngizokuthobela ngihloniphe begodi ngisekele umthetho sisekelo nayo yonke eminye imithetho yeRepublic begodi ngiyathembisa ngokuzibopha ukwenza imisebenzi yami njengelunga lesibetha mthetho sesifunda ngekhono lami lonke.
May you raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
Uzimu angisize.
Thank you. Sign. The returning officer may please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Thank you, Honorable Judge President. I now call upon 3 members, they are the last ones in the ANC list. It's Honorable Desmond Lawrence Mole, Honorable Stephen Tapelo Sikako, yes, and Honorable Eva Tombizodwa Makaban. Thank you, Judge President.
I, Stephen Tapelo Squakwa.
I, Ivan Tomizotwa Makabani.
I, Desmond Lawrence Muela,
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and other laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform my function as a member of the Legislature of Mpumalanga to the best of my ability.
You may proceed to sign. He said it's an affirmation. Are you taking an affirmation or an oath?
It's an oath.
Okay, you may raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath.
Thank you, Honorable Judge President. I'll now call upon 5 names from Umkhonto Wesizwe. They will be taking an oath, and they'll be doing so in English. It's Honorable Morangwe Mary Padi, Honorable Benjamin Spinon Mumbayo,
When they come, you mustn't say.
Honorable Jablane Roy Mdluli, Honorable Mace Puleng Fenyane, Honorable Joshua Ezekiel Lukele. Thank you, Honorable Judge President.
Thank you. You may proceed.
I, Morongwe Mary Padi.
I, Chavlani Roy Mhluli.
I, Benon Benjamin Mumai.
I, Mias Puleng Fenyane.
I, Joshua Ezekiel Lukele.
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all the other laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform my duties as a member of the Legislature, Province of Mpumalanga, at the best of my ability.
So raise your right hands and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation?
Honorable Judge President, I'll now call upon 4 members from Umkhonto Wesizwe. They will all be taking an oath. Honorable Peki Elliot Shongwe, Honorable Kabeni Moses Ndimande, Honorable Tsepo Godfrey Kosana, and Honorable Nomakawe Bungane Mtsweni. Thank you.
Make sure, don't give them. You may proceed.
I, Tsepo Godfrey Kosana.
I, Nomakawe Crystal Adriselda Bungane Mtsweni.
I, Kabeni Moses Ndimande. I, Peggy Elliot Shongwe. Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa
and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and
all the laws of the Republic. I solemnly promise to perform the function as a member of the legislature of the Mpumalanga province to the best interest.
So raise your right hands and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
You may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Honorable Judge President, the following 3 members from the Economic Freedom Fighters will be taking an oath in Xitsonga. Honorable Zako Precious Mkabela. Honorable Rulani Qibi. Honorable Nkateko Danisile Ndlovu.
Yeah. You're not supposed to utter any words, members. If we may please observe the rules, please. You may proceed.
I Nzako Precious Mkabela.
Mina Rulani Qibi.
Mina Nkateko Danisile Ndlovu.
Nzahlambanya leswaku
Nzahlambanya leswaku ndzi ta tshembeka eka Republic ya Afrika-Dzonga naswona ndzi ta yingisa xixima na ku hlayisa vumbiwa na milawu yin'wana hinkwayo ya Republic. Naswona ndza tshembisa hi ku hetiseka ku tirha ntirho wa mina tanihi xirho xa huvo yo endla milawu ya xifundzankulu xa Mpumalanga hi laha ndzi kotaka hakona. Xikwembu ndzi pfuni.
Okay. You may raise your right hands and say, so help me God.
Xikwembu ndzi pfuni.
Thank you. May please. I mentioned earlier no gestures, please, or uttering of any words, please. If you may, please observe the rules of the House. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Honorable Judge President, I now call upon Honorable Rabutlale Jackson Malachi. He has decided to take an oath in Sepedi. Honorable Malachi.
Nna Rabutlale Jackson Malachi, ki ikana ka la makgonthe gore ke tla botegela Republiki ya Afrika Borwa, gomme ke tla obamela ka sekerela ka lota molaotheo le melao ye mengwe ka moka ya Republic. Gape ke ikana ka makgonthe gore ke tla phethagatša mešomo ya ka bjalo ka leloko la lekgotlhatheo molao la province ya Mpumalanga ka bokgoni bja ka ka moka.
So you may raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
Modimo nthuše.
Thank you. You may proceed to sign. Okay. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Honorable Judge President, the following 2 members have decided to take an oath in Siswati. Honorable Nomaswazi Ushula Kambule. Honorable Michael Ngrai Gwenya.
You may proceed.
Mina Michael Ngrai.
Can it?
Ngiyafunga ukuthi ngitawuthembeka ku-Republic yaseNingizimu Afrika futhi ngitawutfobela ngihloniphe futhi ngisekele umthetfosisekelo nayo yonke imisebenzi yeRepublic futhi ngiyethembisa ngekutibophelela ukuthi ngitayenda imisebenzi yami njengelilunga lesishayamthetfo sesifundza saseMpumalanga ngalo lonke likhono lami.
Okay, you may raise your right hands and say, so help me God.
Inkosi Msidi.
Thank you, may sign. Thank you. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Honorable Judge President, I now call upon Honorable Michael Collins Sedibe from the Economic Freedom Fighters. He is taking an oath in English. Is the final member from the EFF.
May proceed.
Thank you. I, Michael Collins Sidibe, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my function as a member of the legislature of the province of Mpumalanga to the best of my ability.
So raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. May proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Thank you, Honorable Judge President. I now call upon the following members from the DA to come forward and they'll all be taking an oath. Honorable Bosman Grobler. Honorable Suhla James Masang. Honorable Trudy Maria Joanna Grove Morgan. Honorable Aneri Weber. And Honorable Tebuho Abraham Sikaledi. Thank you, Honorable Judge President.
You may proceed.
I, Bosman Grobler,
I, Trudy Maria Johanna Grovier Morgan.
I, Suhla James Masang.
I, Tebo Abraham Sekaledi.
I, Anneri Maria Magdalena Weber.
Swear that I will be faithful
To the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other law of the Republic. And I will solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the legislature, province of Mpumalanga, to the best of my ability.
So raise your right hands and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. May proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the next group of members to take their oath or affirmation.
Thank you, Honorable Judge President. I now call upon Honorable Werner Weber. His language preference is Afrikaans. He will be taking an oath. Honorable Weber.
You may proceed.
ek, Werner Ludolf Weber, zweer plechtig dat ek getrou sal wees aan die Republiek van Suid-Afrika en dat ek die grondwet en alle ander wette van die Republiek sal gehoorsaam, respekteer en handhaaf. En ek beloof plechtig om my funksies as lid van die Mpumalanga Provinciale Wetgewer na die beste van my vermoë uit te voer.
So you may raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help my God.
Okay, you may proceed to sign. The returning officer, may you please call the last person, the last member to take the oath or affirmation.
Honorable Judge President, I now call upon Honorable Florence Togozile Mashiane. His language preference is English, and he will be taking an oath. Honorable Mashiane. Thank you, Honorable Judge President.
I, Florence Togozile Mashiane, swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution and all other laws of the Republic. And I solemnly promise to perform my functions as a member of the legislature of the province of Mpumalanga to the best of my ability.
So you may raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you. That was the last member. Just confirmation.
Yes, Honorable Judge President.
Thank you. I would ensure with the returning officer that each and every one of you get a copy of the oath, because it's very important as you go about doing your work that you remind yourself what you bound yourself to, especially as you are doing, you uttered the following words, that you will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa and you will obey, respect, and uphold the Constitution. That's very important, that as you go about in your daily duties, you'll be reminded. So I'm going to ask the returning officer to make sure that each and everyone get a copy of that oath. Now that all members have been sworn in and affirmed accordingly, we shall proceed to the second order of the day. The returning officer shall read the second order of the day.
Order number 2, election of the Speaker.
In electing the Speaker, the process provided in Part A of the third schedule to the Constitution and the rules of procedure for the election of the Premier of a province, the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of a provincial legislature, prescribed in terms of item 9 of the third schedule will be followed. The process is as follows. I will first call for the nomination of the candidates for election as Speaker for the provincial legislature of Mpumalanga. Secondly, I will call for a supporter of the nomination. Thirdly, I will ask if the nominated candidate accepts the nomination. The nomination must be submitted in the form prescribed by the rules and must be signed by the nominator, supporter, and the nominated candidate. I will call for further nominations following the process as explained until all nominations are exhausted. If only one candidate is nominated, I will declare the candidate elected as the Speaker in terms of item 5 of the third schedule. If more than one candidate is nominated, I will call for a vote by way of a secret ballot, with each member having one vote as provided in item 6 of the third schedule. After voting, the votes will be calculated, and I will declare and announce the candidate who has received the majority of votes. We may now proceed with the process of electing the Speaker. Following the process articulated, I now call for the nomination of the first candidate for election as Speaker of Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. You'll do by raising. The person who nominates, you just raise your hand. There's a hand. If you may assist with names, please. Honorable Mlombo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Judge President. I, Fana Vincent Mlombo, I rise to nominate the name of Honorable Lindi Leti Masina to be elected as the Speaker of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. Thank you.
Thank you. I now call for a supporter of the nomination. If you may please stand and introduce yourself.
Thanks very much, Judge President. My name is Honorable Stephen Stapelos Kwakwa. I hereby second the name of Honorable Lindy Masina. Thanks.
Thank you. The nominated candidate, Masina, may you please indicate if you are accepting the nomination?
Thank you very much, Honorable JP. My name is Lindile Masina. I do accept the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you. I now invite a nomination of a second candidate for the election of a Speaker from Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. Can we have the form? Okay, I must wait for it. Okay. I want the form. Yeah. I know there's no further nominations, then I'm waiting for the form to satisfy myself that the form was correctly completed. Okay. Ms. Lindy Leti Masina is declared the elected Speaker of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. I now call upon the Honorable Speaker to make a brief acceptance speech.
Honorable Judge President, thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me also greet in the members of the 7th Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, Amakosi, Bafundisi, all guests that are invited. I stand before this House with great humility as a Speaker of the 7th Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, which was ushered in democratically following the free and fair national general elections on the 29th of May 2024. I take this opportunity in this first sitting of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature to thank the honorable members of this august House for electing me into this position of responsibility. It is a privilege and honor to be afforded this unique opportunity to contribute to the fledgling democracy constituted by government of the people, by the people, and for the people. This is a momentous occasion as envisioned by the forebearers in the trenches of struggle through the Freedom Charter's declaration that South Africa shall be enjoined by government based on the will of the people, and that no government shall justly claim authority unless it is based on the will of the people. We are to this extent constituted by the people of this beautiful province to fulfill the historic mission that ably responds to the historical and social injustices whilst creating a better life for all. Members, we are therefore made a pledge to our citizens of this province that the forthcoming period shall ensure that we work together to do more in building a society based on freedom, justice, and equality. Let me then take this opportunity to thank and appreciate the work done by the 6th legislature, which represented, articulated, and ensure an effective legislature. As we pick up the baton, we commit to hit the ground running in deepening the work of an activist, people-centered legislature. As per our oath, we undertook to be loyal to the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Ours will ensure an accountable government through our programs that engender oversight, lawmaking, and public participation. As this 7th legislature, constitutive of the increased number of seats, the expectations of our people shall be greater than before. As a speaker of this legislature, I commit to be a speaker working together with all political parties so that the business of the House is undertaken seamlessly. I therefore look forward to constructive engagements and cooperation amongst all honorables. In this respect, I remind all of us that even when we differ, our engagement must always have the interest of our people and not any narrow sanctional interest. Nkwame Nkrumah underline that the forces that unite us are intrinsic and greater than any superimposed influences that keep us apart.
Nkrumah, not Nkrumah.
Nkwame Nkrumah. Nkwame Nkrumah. It is in our hands to join our strength, taking sustenance from our diversity, but act together for the protection and the benefit of all of us. We are one people and we are one nation. In conclusion, let me take this opportunity and thank our glorious movement, the African National Congress, for the confidence shown in me to serve our people as a speaker. And thank the family of myself and the community where I come from, Governor Mpegi, Khatsibande, and Mpumalanga, that gave me a formative experience, support, and inspiration. I trust that together we shall respond to this moment, history that has bestowed on us. I thank you.
I now call upon the Honorable Speaker to come and take the chair and attend to the invocation.
I am now calling upon the Secretary to read the third order of the day.
Order number 3, election of the Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable members, in electing the Deputy Speaker, the process provided in Part A of the third schedule to the Constitution and the rules of the procedure for the election of the Premier of the province, the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the Provincial Legislature, prescribed in terms of item 9 of the third schedule, will be followed. I will first call for the nomination of the candidates for the election as a Deputy Speaker for the Provincial Legislature of Mpumalanga. Secondly, I will call for a supporter of the nomination. I will ask if the nominated candidate accepts the nomination. The nomination must be submitted in a form prescribed by the rules and must be signed by the nominator, a supporter, and a nominated candidate. I will then call for further nomination following the above process until all nominations are exhausted. If only one candidate is nominated, I will then declare the candidate elected as a Deputy Speaker in terms of item 5 of the third schedule. If more than one candidate is nominated, I will call for the vote by way of secret ballot, with each member having one vote as provided in item 6 of the third schedule. After voting, the votes will be circulated and I will declare and announce the candidate who has received the majority of votes. We may now proceed with the process of electing the Deputy Speaker, the process articulated above. I now call for the nomination of the first candidate for election as a Deputy Speaker for the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. Honorable Tomo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and congratulations to yourself. I'm Honorable Tomo, rising to raise the name of Honorable Masango, Sam Masango, to the position of a Deputy Speaker of the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Tomo. Any seconder? Honorable Dipinkosi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Congratulations for your election. I'm seconding the name of Honorable Sam Masango for the position of the Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Nkosi. Now we are calling upon Honorable Masango whether he accepts the nomination. Honorable Masango.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to accept the nomination.
Thank you very much, Honorable Masango. I am now going to call for a further nomination. It looks like there's no further nomination. Let us therefore wait for the form. Now, thank you very much. I now declare Honorable Sam Masango the Deputy Speaker of the 7th Provincial Legislature. I am now calling upon Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Masango, to come and give us a brief acceptance speech.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Firstly, I take this opportunity to appreciate and congratulate you for your election as a Speaker and greet the PP present here. Honorable Speaker, it is with a great humility and a deepest sense of honor that I accept this position of Deputy Speaker of the province of Mpumalanga Legislature. It is with my commitment and promise that I will never betray the trust that you have bestowed in me, and I will serve the House with honesty, vigor, and integrity. I will take this opportunity to thank my organization, the African National Congress,
that have stressed this responsibility for the presidium of the House, Kuzo Sessions, and its alliance partners to ensure that me, with the enormous responsibility to the Deputy Speaker of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, I further wish to express my sincere appreciation to the honorable members of this August House for the confidence that you have placed in me. I'm aware, honorable members, that this position comes with a great responsibility. It is therefore my submission to this House that I won't disappoint you. Angizulfeila bantwana bekosi. I pledge that I will work together with the Honorable Speaker and all presiding officers to ensure that the rules of the House are adhered to and the decorum of the House is maintained at all times. Lastly, I wish to thank my family and Nabezimbekaya and the immediate community for their unwavering support throughout this journey of challenging and improving the lives of South Africans, in particular, previously marginalized and downtrodden citizens of this beautiful country. I praise to be the Lord, the Almighty Lord, Nabezimbekaya. May God bless you, the Africa and the people of South Africa in totality. I thank you, Honorable Speaker and honorable members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. As I now call upon the Secretary to read the fifth order of the day.
Order number 4, election of the Premier.
I now call upon the Honorable JP to take the stage.
In electing the Premier, the process provided for in Part A of the third schedule to the Constitution and the rules of procedure for the election of the Premier of a province, the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of a provincial legislature, prescribed in terms of item 9 of the third schedule will be followed. The process is as follows. I'll first call for the nomination of the candidates for election as Premier for the province of Mpumalanga. Secondly, I'll call for a supporter of the nomination. Thirdly, I'll ask if the nominated candidate accepts the nomination. The nomination must be submitted in the form prescribed by the rules and must be signed by the nominator, supporter, and nominated candidate. I'll call for further nominations following the process as explained until all nominations are exhausted. If only one candidate is nominated, I'll declare the candidate elected as the Premier in terms of item 5 of the third schedule. If more than one candidate is nominated, I'll call for a vote by way of secret ballot, with each member having one vote as provided in item 6 of the third schedule. After voting, the votes will be calculated, and I'll declare and announce the candidate who has received the majority of votes. We may now proceed with the process of electing the Premier, following the process as articulated. I'll now call for the nomination of the first candidate for election as Premier for the province of Mpumalanga. You may rise, ma'am, and introduce yourself.
Mina Sasekani Janet Manzini, member of Provincial Legislature. Nimela ku niranga ku congratulate Speaker and Deputy Speaker. Ni nominata Holobye Nkulu wa Xifundza xa Mpumalanga, Honorable Mandla Pedni Ndlovu, ekuva a hlawuriwa. Inkomu.
Thank you. I now call for a member to support the nomination. Is there a supporter for the nomination amongst the members? Is there any hand? Okay. You may proceed and introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Honorable Judge President. My name is Honorable Lucky Aaron Mbuyane, and I'm rising to second the name of Honorable Mandla Pedni Ndlovu to be the Premier of the Mpumalanga Legislature.
Thank you. I now call upon the nominated member to indicate whether he accepts the nomination or not.
Thanks, Honorable Judge President. I accept the nomination.
Thank you. I now call for further nominations for the Premier. May you please assist me? I don't see any hands. Okay. There are no hands. Okay. There are no further nominations, so I'll wait for the form just to satisfy myself that it is properly completed.
Hey, so far nemazaza Ndlovu. Zijekile izinto.
Okay. Okay. I now declare Mandla Pedni Ndlovu to be the Premier-elect. I therefore call upon the Honorable Premier-elect to make a brief acceptance speech.
Honorable Speaker, congratulations. And Honorable Deputy Speaker, that you have been given positions of responsibility by these members of this august House. Honorable members of the legislature, Judge President of Mpumalanga High Court, Mayor Patlele and your entourage, Chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders here in Mpumalanga Province, Khoshi Mukwena, leadership of the African National Congress as led by Comrade Chirwa, leadership of the other political parties that are here, all community formations, acting DG, Mr. Pitanyoni, and all senior government officials, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Speaker, I appreciate that you have given me an opportunity to address this important house of men and women deployed by their political organization to be their ambassadors in this 7th Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature. One old man once told his son that there are no longer circuses in the country because all clowns are in parliament. And they have turned the parliament into a circus. We should prove this man wrong. I stand before this august house today to express my deepest gratitude and humility as I accept the responsibility of leading the province of my forefathers and our struggle icons. I'm filled with great sense of duty in accepting the privilege and the great responsibility of being elected as the premier of this beautiful province, Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun. Here in Mpumalanga, when the sun rises, we work very hard to deliver. Let me extend my sincere, heartfelt gratitude to my political organization, the African National Congress, led by Comrade Jirwa, for the confidence in selecting me to lead the Mpumalanga Provincial Government for the 7th administration. This gratitude is extended to the Tripartite Alliance, SACP, COSATO, SANCO, as well as the leagues of the ANC. To the old members of this legislature, we thank you and salute you for the steering oversight role that you have played for the past 5 years. To the new members, we say welcome and continue to play the role without fear or favor. We can only become effective and efficient if you keep us on our toes. I am committed to upholding and building upon the legacy that the previous premiers have left for us. We are continuing with the journey which was started by Premier Matthews Posa up until Premier Refilwe Mtsweni, my predecessor. Thank you, Comrade Premier. You have done your part. You have contributed to the whole. I was happy yesterday when we had our own conversation, myself and the Premier, and she said to me that, Comrade Mandla, you must know that in the organization we don't decide our own role. This is what Oar Tambo said to his family when they were advising him to scale down his work because he was no longer feeling well. He said that in this glorious organization, we don't decide our own role. And this is what the Premier told me yesterday, that she's ready to serve this organization anywhere. And the ANC has decided to utilize the Premier on another level. She will be deployed to the NCOP. We wish her everything of the best. She must go and represent this province. She must only use words when necessary. Judge President, I know that your schedule is very tight, but you have set aside today for swearing in of public representatives in this legislature of Mpumalanga. My beloved people, our electorate and the people of the province generally, we want to thank you for participating in the democratic and peaceful elections. Since the first democratic elections, which was credible, of course, there have been regular elections in South Africa at an interval of 5 years. Our elections have been free and fair. All political parties accepted the outcome, except some few parties on these elections. We're not surprised when the ANC and other political parties accepted the elections and declared in public that the results are the true reflection of the will of the people. The people have spoken. Comrade Chirwa, you're well celebrated through the eye of the needly, which is based on the core values of the ANC, has given the people of Mpumalanga a credible public representative, selflessness and service, integrity, humility and respect, honesty, loyalty and unity, discipline, and democracy. We invite you, members of the opposition, to work together with the African National Congress. Together, we can do more. Some of you were part of the 6th legislature. You know better that we don't majoritize the legislature. We always encourage open and robust engagement. We don't believe that everything from the opposition is wrong. We commit to work with you, all of you, whether you're a member of an organization or member of the ANC or any organization that is contesting ANC in an election. Our shared responsibility is to build this province, make it a better place for our children and our grandchildren. I hope you know that we have a very huge responsibility in this province. Poverty remains high. Unemployment is at 36.4%. Gini coefficient is at 0.59%. Mpumalanga Palmer ratio is at 6.25. Human Development Index at 0.6. Our economy is ailing, but we must pay special attention. We have to diversify the economy of the province. Mpumalanga is a beautiful province with a number of international tourist attractions. Every year, 1.2 million international tourists visit this province. We are second from Gauteng. We have to create the waves here in Mpumalanga. There is a mountain called Mariskop, which has similar features with Table Mountain. If we can install a cable, our visitors should enjoy the beauty of 3 provinces, KZN, Western Cape, and Mpumalanga in one province, Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun. We're members of the executive until the election of the premier today. If I don't appoint MECs today, there will be a vacuum. I'm intending to appoint members of the Executive Council this afternoon. After consultation, Chirwa is here, and the leadership of the alliance, they are all here. After consultation with the ANC and the alliance, will be appointing today. We are going to appoint members of the executive. In the next few weeks, we'll present to you our plan and priorities for the next coming 5 years. We'll align the priorities of the ANC to government priorities. We are going to create more jobs here in Mpumalanga and here in South Africa. We are going to build our industries to achieve an inclusive economy. We are going to tackle the high cost of living. We'll invest in our people. We are going to defend democracy and advance freedom. We are going to build a better Africa and better world. Honorable members, we commit to build effective corporate governance which is characterized by improved accountability and transparency, enhanced decision-making and strategic planning, better management of public resources and finances, increase efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery, promotion of good governance and democratic values, enhance credibility and public trust, better management of stakeholders' relationship, enhance reputation and international credibility. Honorable members, here I am today standing in front of you to accept that I'll work for the people of Mpumalanga province. I solemnly declare that I will serve this responsibility toward the realization of the Freedom Charter objective and other duly adopted policy positions. I shall serve the people of the province without motives of material advantage or personal gain. I agree to respect the Constitution and the institution of government. I commit to place my energy and skills at the disposal of the people of Mpumalanga. I shall serve this task given to me through making government an even more effective instrument of liberation in the hands of the people of the province. Honorable members, the ANC and the people of the province, I know that with you on my side, we dare not fail the people of this province, the place of the rising sun. Here in Mpumalanga, when the sun rises, we work very hard. Ngiyabonga and akhenza.
Thank you. Thank you, the Premier-elect. Initially, I intended to address the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and the Premier-elect on the importance of the oath and our Constitution. But I listened attentively when the Speaker was giving the acceptance speech, and the Deputy Speaker and now the Premier-elect. And I feel like I will be wasting time and be preaching to the converted. I'll just sit back and watch if what you said today, are you living up to your oath and really being faithful to the Republic of South Africa, and are you really obeying, respecting, and upholding our Constitution? On that note, I would like to congratulate the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and the Premier-elect on your election today. And that will be the end of my duties for today. And I'm going to call upon the Speaker to proceed with the remainder of the order paper. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable PJ, for the work that you have already done in this provincial legislature. Let me first take this opportunity myself and congratulate all members of this 7th provincial legislature for your election to serve the people of Mpumalanga. I want to believe that as we have taken this oath, we are all going to live up to the oath that we have all taken. Let me also congratulate the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Dumago Pondrelbovu. Sikuzwile nawe uzibophezela ukuthi sizobasebenzela abantu baseMpumalanga. Honorable Premier, who are very much humbled and appreciative of the organization for also nominating you or giving you to the people of Mpumalanga. We hope and believe that indeed what we have just presented before this legislature is what is going to happen. So now I am going to call upon the leaders of the different political parties to come and make their congratulating messages to the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and the Premier. I'm calling upon the leader of Umkhonto Wesizwe to take a stand and make their remarks. I'm not sure who's their leader.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Premier, Mr. Mandla Ndlovu, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Judge President, Justice Mphahlele, Honorable members of the 7th Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, it is indeed a privilege for me to congratulate the Premier of Mpumalanga, Mr. Mandla Ndlovu, on behalf of Umkhonto Wesizwe. We want to wish you strength and remind you that the ANC ship is sinking. Do not celebrate defeat. We believe that the lives of the people of the province will find freedom through your leadership, and we hope that you'll do the best that you can do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I am calling upon the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters to also take a stand.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me start by greeting our Judge President and correct you, it's not PJ, it's JP. Ungena mistake amaning. The chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders, Hoshi Mukwena, is also Controller President. Honorable Speaker, as the EFF, we are not here in the business of congratulating people. That is not what the people have sent us to do here. Our people have sent us here to come and hold the Premier and his executive accountable. And we are here to do exactly that. And to ensure that every cent spent is accounted for, and that the people of Mpumalanga get quality service delivered. We will only congratulate you, Honorable Premier, once we have delivered the service to the people. I know you're still going to make commitments through SOPA. That's where we're going to follow up on you, on what we have said, unlike your predecessors, who have promised the people of Mpumalanga heaven and earth, and they've disappeared with all those promises now. So that's the only time we can say congratulations, because your departments that we are going to appoint this afternoon with your MSc will have obtained clean audits. That's what we want. And that the people of Mpumalanga will see at least a better life and an end to the joblessness and poverty that they are facing today. Honorable Premier, this election took place at a time when our people are struggling with joblessness, where our people are battling with crime in our communities, and where our children are overcrowded in unsafe and unhealthy learning environment, where our healthcare facilities are on the verge of collapsing, and the people do not have land for residential and agricultural purposes. We want to remind you that we have been entrusted with the huge responsibility of leading the Mpumalanga province at such a time as this. So, Honorable Premier, we also want to emphasize on the fact that you are well known of being a tribalist and factionalist of note in your inner circle of the organization. And please do not come with those tendencies here, because this 7th administration will be watching you and every step you take very close. So Mpumalanga is not pushback rich. Mpumalanga is Nkomas. Mpumalanga is Chief Albert Tultul, it's Tembisile and Dr. Jess Morok, Mkondo, Pixley Isam and so forth. Ngasebenzele kai. Service the whole of Mpumalanga. Moreover, the most contribution factor in the failure of the and total lack of service delivered by your predecessors which we are appreciating. I don't know for why, because they all have failed from Metiposa to the last one of yesterday. They've interfered, all of them, with the administration. So we are begging you not to interfere with it. Allow administrators to do their work and hold them accountable, and we'll do that as legislature through the committees as well. And the AG is there. That's where we can deal with administrators where they have transgressed. But don't deal with them personally because they were not deployed by you or during an era. And then ufuna ukuzana abantu bakho, because I know there's a language in your ANC that anwazi ukuzingela ngezinja zabanye abantu. What is that? Administrators are administrators, so treat them as such. So if you come with those tendencies here, again, we'll watch you very closer. Honorable Speaker, there will be heated moments in this august house. There will be tough debates, and you should never dissolute and be biased when the house dissolutes. You should remain the speaker of all at all times. Once you become biased and impartial, you will never get the august house in order. And yourself, you will never find peace in this house. So be partial all the time. Treat us equally. We may be opponents during election on the ground and so forth. But for here, all of us were here to serve our people, regardless of our political affiliation. So don't discriminate against us and treat us differently. If you do that, we will return the favor. I heard you very well in your nice acceptance speech, saying that you are going to make sure that there's accountability, transparency, and openness. We will watch that very close. But one thing I can advise you is that these 7 administrations afford you an opportunity to demonstrate to the people of Mpumalanga that your organization is not afraid of accountability and transparency that you just spoke about. And for that, you must appoint any member from the opposition benches to head or to be chairperson of the Select Committee on Public Accounts. If indeed you mean your words, if indeed you walk the talk, you are going to do that. So in closing, let me also take this opportunity and wish well our honorable member from the DA, Jane Story, who have been with in this past 2 terms in this parliament. We have heard from reliable sources that she has been called to Cape Town by Madam Zil because the long T-girl of Helen Zil has retired. So she's replacing her. She's going to go to be Helen Zil T-girl there in Cape Town. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sedibe. I think I just let you speak more than the 3 minutes. I forgot to mention that I'm going to give all parties no more than 3 minutes, but because I never cautioned anyone. But thank you very much for the message. Now I'm calling upon the leader of the Democratic Alliance to take a stand.
Honorable Speaker Masina, Honorable Deputy Speaker Masango, and Honorable Premier Ndlovu, also to our Judge President and all members of the Legislature. Honorable Speaker, greetings and all protocol observed for this august House. Let me start off, Honorable Speaker, by congratulating on behalf of the Democratic Alliance the election of yourself as head of the House, and Premier, congratulating you as head of the provincial executive of this government. I also want to go further to congratulate the members of the Democratic Alliance that was elected. Honorable Premier, you should know that this caucus is a diverse caucus that brings different skills, and our sole purpose will be to hold the provincial executive accountable, to make sure that there is proper planning, that there is proper budgeting, that there is implementation, and will be part of the oversight to ensure that every rand spent in this province is to the benefit of the people of this province, because we were elected to represent the public of the province, and that is what we will do. Honourable Speaker, I also heard you in your inauguration speech that you said you'll work with all political parties, and that is important for you to remember that you are part of us as the oversight mechanism, and it's important for us to have the opportunity to debate these things. All matters in the legislature, all matters in government, and we must have the freedom to do that. From our side, congratulations, good luck with the term. Please make good decisions, because that's what the residents of this province deserves. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I'm now calling upon the leader of the Freedom Front Plus.
That's it. Madam Speaker, when I walked to the podium here, I heard some remarks from the opposition benches. And I want to remind them that most of you are representing the previously disadvantaged forces of South Africa. I represent the presently disadvantaged people of South Africa. Madam Speaker, I want to congratulate you on your election. I wish you well. I wish you that you have the wisdom of justice. And I want to wish that you have a fair sense of judgment. I want to congratulate the Deputy Speaker. I do not know him, but I listened to him and I was impressed. I want to congratulate the Premier of our province. Honourable Ndlovu, I wish you well. As I mentioned, we have different people here. We represent different people. But I want to assure you, the people that I lead and represent here, their sleeves are rolled up. I was reminded here by Honourable Majuba the previous term that I'm being paid to oppose. But the emphasis is not on opposition. The emphasis is on contributing to the well-being of our province. I want you to excel. I want you to make our people proud. How can I wish that you fail in your duties? Because if you fail in your duties, our province will suffer the consequences of your failure. No, I wish you well. I want you to build this province, and you can rest assured that my party will always support you if you do the correct things. I can only wish you well if you do the correct things, if you follow those procedures that will build our province. And there you will find a supporter here, not an opposition. If you build in everything that you do, you will find my party and myself here as a supporter of those things that will build our country and our province. Therefore, I want to...
Time up.
No.
Time up.
No, my time
up. 3 minutes. Time up.
My time is going to be up if once I've completed...
Speaker, time up.
Honourable
Time up.
Sedibe,
You said 3 minutes. Time up.
But I gave you
Over.
more than 3 minutes. Can
Time
you allow
up.
him to finish, please?
No,
Wind up.
No. Lastly, Honourable Premier, I want you to unite us in our diversity. We are different people.
Time up. You're busy
Honourable-
praising the Premier. Time up.
Honourable Sedibe.
No, 3 minutes is over. Time up.
No.
You said wind up.
No.
Time up, Weber.
Honourable
Go sit down.
Sedibe, With all due
I said you must
respect,
not be biased. You said
I
to make
am
3
not-
minutes, ne?
I gave you more than that.
Yeah, because you didn't read the rules, but you,
Yeah,
after
that's
him.
why I'm going to give everyone
After him, read the
after
rules.
you.
Time up, time up, time
No,
up,
no.
time up.
I want
Don't
to
want
tell
pasting
Honorable
us here.
Sadiba that I will tell him what he has to hear, not what he wants to hear. Mr. Honorable Premier, I said that we're different people. Please unite us in our diversity. And if you do that, you will have our support. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Weber. I am now calling upon the leader of the Action SA to take the stand.
Greetings, Madam Speaker, Judge President. On behalf of Action SA in Mpumalanga, I would like to congratulate the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and the Premier. What I will ask as from Action SA is that please treat our people with humbleness, with respect, and honesty. We are going to support you. We will give you undivided support on things that will benefit the province. Once we see that whatever you are doing doesn't benefit the province, we will oppose. And people will say, how will you oppose when you are only alone? 27 voices can make a noise, but one voice can make a point. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I am now calling upon the leader of the majority party, the African National Congress, Honorable Makhabane, to take the stand.
Honorable Speaker and Deputy Speaker, Honorable Premier, and honorable members. As the Chief Whip of the ANC, I am truly humbled to accept the responsibility in this august occasion to congratulate the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and the Premier, as all of them represent the true embodiment of the will of the people as expressed in the 2024 national and provincial elections. Honorable Speaker, we also wish to extend our profound appreciation to the Judge President of Mpumalanga Division of the High Court of South Africa, Judge Mphahlele, who professionally presided on this proceeding. We are in no doubt that today, as we commence our 7th legislature, marks a new chapter in the furtherance of the people course towards the achievement of a true non-racial, non-sexist, and a prosperous nation. We are proud to welcome you, our Premier, who is also our esteemed ANC Provincial Chairperson. The ANC pledges an unwavering support and wish to assure the Premier that we remain on guard to ensure a very successful 7th administration under his stewardship. As we do so, we also wish to invite the opposition parties to work with us as we all represent the true aspirations of the people of Mpumalanga. We will from time to time differ, but let it be political differences that also put the interest of our people first. It is also benefiting to extend our appreciation for the good work discharged by the 6th Provincial Administration in Mpumalanga in discharging the mandate bestowed upon them by the people. We are confident that they will continue on the work done by their predecessors. As the African National Congress Provincial Caucus, we commit to fully support them on their new responsibilities in discharging the will of the people as they have given us another mandate in this 7th administration. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Makhabane, the Chief Whip of the ANC. I am now calling upon the Secretary to read us the 6th order of the day.
Order number 6, appointment of permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces.
Thank you very much. I am informed that only 4 parties are entitled to nominate permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces as determined in accordance with Section 612 of the Constitution. I am further informed that in terms of the set determination, out of the 6 candidates required to be appointed as permanent delegates, the African National Congress is entitled to nominate 3 candidates, Umkhonto weSizwe to nominate 1, Economic Freedom Fighters is entitled to nominate 1, and the Democratic Alliance is also entitled to nominate 1 candidate for the appointments of the permanent delegates. I am now calling upon the Chief Whip of the Majority Party to take the stand and nominate the 3 candidates for the appointment of the permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces. Honorable Chief Whip.
Honorable Speaker, I, Ivan Tombizotwa Makhabane, hereby move that the House, in terms of Section 61, subsection 2A of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, accept and passes a resolution for the appointment of the candidates mentioned here under as permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces in accordance with the nomination of the parties entitled to appoint delegates to represent the province of Mpumalanga in that August House of Parliament. The said candidates are the following, Madam Speaker. Mr. Mtikeni Patrick Sibande. The second one, Ms. Refilwe Mariam Twenitsipane. Ms. Cecilia Sylvia Umalo. Honorable Speaker, I so move. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Makhabane, the Chief Whip of the African National Congress. I now call upon the leader of the MK Party to take the stand and nominate 1 candidate in terms of Section 612 for the appointment of the permanent delegate to the National Council of Provinces.
Honorable Speaker, I, Morongwe Mary Padi, hereby move that the House, in Section 61, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, accepts and passes a resolution of the appointment of Mr. Sfiso Advocate Zulu as permanent delegate to the National Council of Provinces in accordance with the nomination of the parties entitled to appoint delegates to represent the province of Mpumalanga in that August House of Parliament. Honorable Speaker, I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I now call upon the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters to take a stand and nominate 1 candidate in terms of Section 61(2) for the appointment of the permanent delegate to the National Council of Provinces.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I call on Michael Sidibe hereby move that the House, in terms of Section 61, subsection 2A of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, accepts and passes a resolution for the appointment of Mr. Khanya Ceza as permanent delegate to the National Council of Provinces in accordance with the nomination of the parties entitled to appoint delegates to represent the province of Mpumalanga in that August House of Parliament. I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Sidibe. I am now calling upon the leader of the Democratic Alliance to also take a stand and nominate one candidate in terms of section 61(2) for the appointment of as a permanent delegate to the National Council of Provinces.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I, Bosman Grobler, on behalf of the Democratic Alliance, move that this House, in terms of Section 61(2)(a) of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa of 1996, accepts and passes a resolution for the appointment of Mrs. Hildegard Sonja Boshoff as a permanent delegate to the National Council of Provinces in accordance with the nomination of the parties entitled to appoint delegates to represent the province of Mpumalanga in the August House of Parliament. I so move.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. As I now call upon the Chief Whip of the Majority Party to table and move a motion for the appointment of the 6 permanent delegates in accordance with the nominations of the 4 parties.
I, Ivan Tombizotwa Makhabane, the Chief Whip of the Majority Party in the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, hereby move that the House, in terms of Section 61, subsection 2A of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1996, accepts and passes a resolution for the appointment of the candidates mentioned hereunder as permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces in accordance with the nomination of the parties entitled to appoint delegates to represent the province of Mpumalanga in that August House of Parliament. The candidates in accordance with the nomination of the African National Congress are as follows: Mr. Mtikeni Patrick Sibande, Ms. Refilwe Mariam Twenitsipane, Ms. Cecilia Sylvia Ngumalo. The candidate in accordance with the nomination of the Umkhonto weSizwe Party is Mr. Sifiso Advocate Zulu. The candidate in accordance with the nomination of the Economic Freedom Fighters is Mr. Khanya Ceza. The candidate in accordance with the nomination of the Democratic Alliance is Ms. Hildegard Sonja Boshoff. Honorable Speaker, I so move. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Makhabane. Any seconder to the motion as presented? Honorable Sidibe.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. That's in order. We're also covered. Seconded.
Thank you very much, members. Let me now put the question. All those in favor of the motion, may you say yes?
Yes.
Those not in favor of the motion, may you say no? Thank you very much, honorable members. The motion is adopted and is now a formal resolution of the House. The candidates are now formally appointed as permanent delegates to the National Council of Provinces. Now I am going to request the Secretary to read the 7th order of the day.
Order number 7, conferral of mandate for voting for the chairperson and 2 deputy chairpersons of the National Council of Provinces.
Thank you very much, Secretary. In line with Section 65 of the Constitution, I now call for the Chief Whip of the Majority Party to table and move for the motion conferring authority to the delegation representing the province of Mpumalanga in the National Council of Provinces to vote for the chairperson and 2 deputy chairpersons of the National Council of Provinces in terms of Section 64 of the Constitution. I now call for the Chief Whip.
In terms of Section 65 of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, provincial legislatures are required to confer authority on their delegations in the National Council of Provinces to cast votes on their behalf. I, I, Ivan Tombizotwa Makhabane, the Chief Whip of the majority party in the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, hereby move that the House accept and pass a resolution to confer authority on its delegation to vote for Ms. Refilwe Maria Mtsweni Tsipane as the chairperson of the NCOP, to consult and deliberate with delegates from other provinces and elect a suitable qualified individual to be the first deputy chairperson to the NCOP and the second deputy chairperson to the NCOP. I so move, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Makhabane. Any seconder? Honorable Mlombo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I second fully. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mnombo. Now I'm going to put a question again. All those in favor of the motion, may they say yes?
Yes.
And all those who are not in favor, may they say no? Thank you very much. This motion is now adopted and is now a formal resolution of this House. Honorable members, thank you very much. I think we are coming to the end of the business day today. But before that, let me do the following announcement, that there will be a photo session for the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the Premier-elect, Judge President, which will take place immediately after the adjournment of the sitting. The lunch will be served to the honorable members and the guests after the adjournment. So this is going to conclude the business of the day. Honorable members and guests, you are requested to remain in your places until the procession has left the chamber. The procession will leave the House in the following order: the Sergeant at Arms, the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, the Premier-elect, Judge President, the Secretary to the Legislature, Assistant Returning Officers. The House is adjourned until further notice. Thank you very much.
All rise.